crazy person sitting over there. Are you going to sneeze?
Sneeze.
What is happening?
It stopped, but I was getting ready to.
You look like a crazy person. You look like you're setting up a weird shrine. Like you literally, like if you look to one side of you, you're completely surrounded by books that you've laid out in this weird religious ceremony.
It's not weird. It's not weird.
No, if you look at it, it's weird because of the books that they are. They like if you didn't know any of these books and you look like you're praying to really weird gods right now. But then if you look on the other side of you, you understand why you're praying. There's so much laundry on the other side of you. It's like then it makes sense. Hold on a second. I think our levels are really messed up. Okay, they're fine. I don't know. It might still be really loud to people, but that's why I always wear the headphones.
Yeah.
Because if I don't wear the headphones, then I feel like something's wrong. But then I like not wearing the headphones because then it feels like we're just in a conversation.
Yeah.
Like right now, I don't feel like we're in a conversation. I feel
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, hear you.
Is this too loud or anything? Okay.
No, it's fine. So I'm taking the headphones off. We're going to see what happens.
Okay.
But welcome to this episode of Laugh and Be Blessed with your hosts, Jake and Chia Rubel.
Hello.
And we're so excited.
Yes.
I think we had a week off, but that was my fault because we didn't do a podcast last week, right? Or this is going to fall like right. We did. The scheduling got screwed up.
The last one we did on a Friday, so I think you dropped it on a Saturday. So we're really... we didn't go quite a whole week.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. Will you do me a favor? Huh. Is there any way you can go in that brown case and get my other glasses? These are just a little too dark for inside. So, yeah, welcome to this episode of Laugh and Be Blessed, the host, Jake and Gia Rubel. I said that, and you heard me whenever I said it earlier. And the thing is, people could edit that. Like, I could go back and I can edit out one of the times where I said that. I'm not gonna, because we're real. This is what we're doing. So, first of all, I do want to make a huge shout out to all of the new listeners. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. I said it last episode. I'll say it again. Facebook is being good to us right now.
Yes.
Facebook has been great. We went, I think we're at 45,000 followers now on Facebook. So thank you so much. And the thing is, like, it's cool. It's a good feeling because it's kind of like, oh, okay. It's, it's like validating something that you're doing that you feel like legit. My entire career is my personality.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's such a weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whenever I worked at Cook, I could be a horrible person and still work at Cook and everything be fine. But I can't have a bad personality and do this. No. So it's kind of nice that, like, a lot of people are like, dude, I like what you're doing.
That's how you get canceled.
Yeah, that's true. And that happens, you know. And but what I'm going to say is that I appreciate all of the messages. I appreciate all the shares, all the likes, all the comments. All that stuff is so great. It helps the algorithm. That's why... people have been finding out about it. We'll get to your books in a second, lady. Calm down. Stop worshiping them and listen.
I'm not worshiping. I'm admiring.
Sure. I just look. I'm just admiring Jesus. I'm just admiring him. But
I'm not praying to him. Yeah. I'm gonna read you later.
No, but the messages that I've been getting, like we talked about this earlier, the messages that I'm getting from people. Mean the world to me. Don't realize the impact that you have on people. So I'm just telling jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just telling jokes. I'm just trying to have fun. I'm doing a thing that I really love to do. But then I'm getting messages from people that are like, I was having like such a hard time and you just brought me out of like depression. It's like, whoa, dude. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Because we talk, laugh and be blessed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a real thing.
That's the whole purpose is... I was saying this to someone the other day, and I've said it to people before, and they've disagreed. And I
you say they disagree?
They disagree with what I'm getting ready to say.
I don't like them.
But I am not ever going to do anything where I change the world. I am not going to stop world hunger. I'm not going to stop racism. I am not going to stop poverty.
You heard it here first. She doesn't want to stop any of this. She loves them all. I'm just kidding.
Stop. I'm not going to be some big politician that creates this amazing bill and pushes it through. I'm not going to do that. Literally, all I can do is be a positive entity in this world and create... and change my surroundings.
Yeah.
So everywhere I go, even though I'm a big itch with a capital B, the most part.
You're not a big one. You just have resting book face.
That's true. So, and Everyone's allowed to eat at my table. Literally. What?
I just love how we're trying to pretend that we just didn't edit because we went on this really weird tangent that could
my part was fine. You went off the rails.
I know. I was like, we can't do this. Like, I don't think I said anything bad, but no. I was trying to make you laugh, and I think sometimes when I'm trying to make you laugh, I think I pushed the boundaries a little bit. I've interrupted you 12 times.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
So anyways,
everyone can eat at your table.
Yes, everyone can eat at my table. Literally, I will invite anyone over. It doesn't matter your age, race, sexual orientation, any of that. I don't care. Yeah. Just come over and eat.
Yeah.
I might not be like studying up on your culture and make you specifically what your culture loves, because I'm really simple and I'm gonna make what I know.
No, you say that, but that's not true. We've had people at the house before, and you always do look and see what like their dietary needs are.
No, I won't. No. Like, yeah, that's true. I'm not going to invite a vegetarian or vegan over and be like, it's hamburgers. Like,
no, I know.
I wouldn't invite a Jewish person or a Muslim over and be like, okay, well, we're going to have pork chops today. Like, no, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. So that's true. I do care.
Well, I guess
that's true. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about ever.
But I think that's our vibe, man. And I think that's why people dig like what we're doing is that we're just trying to be positive. And I remember I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I remember one time I'd made a post where I said, you choose hate and I choose love.
Yeah.
And somebody argued with me on that. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, so you're saying that this person should love this person even if they did something to them? And I'm like, no. Mm-hmm. Like, how did you get that from what I just said? I can't speak for what that person's going through. I can't speak for the pain or the fear or, the anger that they have. I can't speak to that, but like I could speak to like my personal situations and things going on with me.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes. And there's many times, especially like, a few years ago, there was like a bunch of times where like me and you had to ground each other. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, chill. Mm-hmm. It's fine. Like, don't let this ruin this vibe. I don't know. Like, don't let this ruin the personality that we're trying to, like, we are trying to be such just grounded people. Just like, dude, it's fine. It's fine. Just let it go, man. And you can't with everything. And I'm not saying everybody should do that.
Right.
But I'm just saying for us personally, we had to do it for our like mental health.
Yeah.
We had to just be like, yeah, let's just chill.
You can't let your peace be stolen, and you gotta be able to ground to center your spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, so all of that to say, thank you very much for the messages that I've been getting. You guys don't know what that means to me. The emails, the messages, the comments, like it's just really cool to know that like there is this like core group of people that's coming in early on in my career that's like jumping on board. And I said it earlier, like, I don't ever think I'll be like this big, but I love the fact that like a lot of my fans are deadheads. Mm-hmm. So the only fandom that they know is family.
Yeah.
So it's like they're coming in as a deadhead, liking another deadhead who's a comedian. It's a different avenue, but they're like, oh, we like this. So now we're family.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, I love it. I love the family feel.
Yeah. Speaking of family feel, let's talk about some shows I have coming up because you want to get to books really bad.
I do. Well, I want to get to the big surprise announcement.
Yes, that too. So let's talk. And do you want to do that during upcoming shows? I guess we'd have to.
Yeah.
All right. So stick around.
Mark your calendars. Jake could be coming to a town near you.
Really could be. I could be coming to a town near you as early as May 13th. May 13th, I'm going to be at the Round Barn Theater in Napanee, Indiana. I have it on my Facebook page. I just posted on Facebook all my upcoming shows, and it auto-corrected it to Around Barn. It's not that. It's just the Round Barn Theater.
Okay.
But I'm not changing it because I'm lazy. So if you have questions, you'll figure it out. I figure if you look up Around Barn, in Napanee, Indiana, it'll autocorrect it back.
I'm gonna look it up.
All right, look it up while I do this. So I'm going to be with my buddy Johnny W. I'm going to be opening for him. Johnny W. is great. I love working with this guy. Super fantastic. So that's going to be a super fun show again. Round Barn Theater. You can, if you go to Johnny W. Comedy, you can get tickets there. You can get tickets probably at the Round Barn Theater's website.
First thing that pops up.
See, Around Barn. There it is. You guys, you heard it here first. Journalism at its best. And then on May 14th, I'm going to be at Tippy's in Winnemac. I will be co-headlining Tippy's in Winnemac. I don't know who I am co-headlining with, but I'm sure they're great. It's going to be super fun. Knock it off. Every time we kick this thing on. Every time I talk about shows, you're just always like, it's boring. We just make money. I don't care. So that's going to be fun. But here's the thing. If you are going to go to this show, it's limited seating. Winnemac, Indiana. It's northern Indiana. It's limited seating. So if you're going to go to this show, you need to call ahead and make sure that you let them know. So you need to get your tickets ahead of time so that way they know how many people's coming in, because we've had to turn people away before at this location because it's a great place. Really good pizza too in that place. So, all right, so that's May 14th, Winnemac at Tippy's. Then May 19th, I'm going to be back in Midland, Michigan at the Center for the Arts in Midland, Michigan. So if you go to Midland Center of the Arts, you can find your tickets there. May 19th, that's going to be super fun. Last time I was there, I had so much fun. I really like Midland. There's a good game store there, so that was fun. But not just that, but like that was one of the that was the first time. I'll be honest, because that was like a year ago, right? I think that was like a year ago.
Yeah.
That was the first time that like I hit a stage not knowing exactly what I was going to do. Like I didn't have everything like completely thought out. I just hit the stage and just was like gonna run with it, and I had so much fun.
Yeah.
That's actually the first place that I did the which one of your kids is your favorite bit.
Oh yeah.
Which is always fun. Then May 20th and 21st, speaking of family, we are going to be at the Merry Pranksters Family Reunion at Stable Studios in Spencer, Indiana. At this time, I'm not sure if it's open to the public yet. It is a private event, but keep your eyes open because it may open to the public. And if it does, get those tickets. That was one of my best shows ever. Not like me on stage personally, but just the most fun. Yeah. If you don't know who the Merry Pranksters are, look them up. I mean, come on. So that's going to be a great time. That is May 20th and 21st. And then May 26th, I will be at the Milwaukee Improv. I'll be with AJ Wilkerson and some other people. We're doing a showcase show there. So Milwaukee Improv, May 26th. It's a possibility the 24th and 25th I'll be in Chicago. Those dates are not set in stone just yet, but those are that's where I'm going to be for the rest of the month. So lots of opportunity for you to see me. I also have some shows, of course, coming up in June, but I'm going to hold off on talking about those except for one show that is coming up in June. I would like Chia. What are you doing?
I forgot I had other books.
Get over here.
Talk about.
Get over here. Okay. Sit down and tell them about what's going to happen.
Okay, guys. So, one of my favorite clubs is Gutties in Greenwood. It's a clean comedy club. I like that because it's the chance the kids get to go see comedy. It's just fun. They have good, like, snacky food there and everything. So, after talking with the owner about this a few times, we have now set a date. June 26th will be our very first...
This is the most I've ever edited an entire podcast. And it's not even editing, I'm just going back. Okay, so Chia has this thing where some people can't chew bubblegum and walk, and Chia is that kind of person. Like, she cannot. She was thinking in the back of her mind, because we were talking about having this was going to be like a private event at Gutties. So she's thinking in the back of her mind, can I say that this is open to the public? So she's trying to say that say what she wants to say while thinking that, and I watched as she slowly got slower and slower with her speech. Like,
I was like,
you just couldn't.
Because I can't have two conversations at once. So I can't have the one with you and then the one with me in my head.
It was like you forgot to downshift going up a hill. Like you just started creeping.
Okay. Anyways,
I wish I'd have let it go and just seen if you just froze. And you just didn't move anymore.
So June 26th, we're having our very first live podcast at Gutty's Theater. It is going to...
Gutty's Comedy Club.
Gutty's Comedy.
You still thinking over there, big cat? What are you doing?
I'm trying. I'm distracted.
This birthday hit you hard.
Anyways, at Gutty's Comedy Club.
You did it in Greenwood, Indiana.
In the
Greenwood Park Mall.
Yep. See, why am I announcing this?
Go ahead, because I like it.
Anyways,
also, you set it up.
Yeah, kind of. I
You initiated it.
Yeah. He implanted the idea. Do you know why I didn't say what I wanted to say right away?
Why?
Because I was said I impregnated. I was said I impregnated the idea.
You impregnated the idea. Okay. Speaking of getting pregnant, you guys should come out of the show. I don't know. It's going to be a really good time. Listen, here's the deal. This is going to be our first time. It's going to be free. Okay, because we want to pack the place out. We want to have a really good time. We want to have a really good live show. So this is going to be a free show. Mm-hmm. Now, after this first one, it's going to be a monthly live show. It will be ticketed after this first one. But this first one, we love you guys. I don't know why I keep saying the word first ones. Anyways, what is happening? What did we eat? That steak is drugs. But anyways, so come out to Gutty's Comedy Club. It's going to be a really good time. We really want to pack the place out. But so a couple things, and we'll talk about this as the time gets closer too. But we would like you guys that listen to the show, you understand the way the format and everything, send us an email, especially if you're coming to the show. But you don't even have to be at the show to send us an email. We'll still read it. We want to start reading some emails on the show. We want to read about book recommendations that you guys have, movies you're watching.
Yeah.
Also, like, where you feel parenting fails. Like, let's build a community. Or just, like, funny things that happen with, like, your like, you know what the podcast is about. We talk about books, movies, we talk about video games and board games, we talk about parenting, and then we talk about mental health check-in. Mm-hmm. If you could check any of those boxes with a story or something that you want to bring up, send us an email at jakeandchia@gmail.com. So JakeAndChia@gmail.com. Or go to jakerubel.com and click contact. Either one of those will come straight to me. Send us some emails because we want to start doing that. So yeah, the only way we can do it is if you're sending them to us. So
And I just want to say I'm very, very excited about seeing all my friends there.
Yeah.
Especially if you live in the area and you listen, but you've never shut up, Jake.
No, it's the way you said it creeped me out so bad. The way you're like, I'm excited about seeing all my friends there. I'm like, does she have imaginary friends? Like, I didn't know what. I know you have real friends.
Do I? Because I talk to a bunch of people that I never see.
I think we have a whole bunch of imaginary, but they're real.
How do we know?
What's real to us?
What's real to you?
What's real?
Like, am I really sitting here?
Let's wrap this up. We got some stuff to talk about.
I just want to see everyone. I want to meet everyone. I want to have a good time.
Yeah, because those of you that come out to the shows, and, I get to actually meet, and you're like, yeah, we love the podcast. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. But you guys are always like, where's Chia? Well, guess what? She's going to be here.
I'm going to be there.
So, yeah. It's going to be a good time. We're going to talk to our buddy, Michael Rubadue. He has no idea, so he's probably going to listen to this tomorrow and be like, what? Hopefully he can come out, too. And, we'd like him to play a little bit of music before the show. Mm-hmm. He's family, so we want to bring him in, too. He's Senor Blessed One. I mean, I was trying to say Senior Blessed One, and it definitely came out Spanish. And also, it makes him sound old, and that's not what I tried to do.
Senior means like he's one of the OGs.
Like he's been here. He's been here. So that's what's going on. That's some shows that's going on. We got to get into this thing because I have a feeling the next part is going to take a long time for us to get through. But let's talk about books that we're reading.
Yes!
Here's what we're reading.
I totally hit record too soon so they could hear it. All right. Today is currently it is May. Nope, it's not your birthday anymore.
Oh no,
that's not how we roll. It's your birthday till Sunday.
Okay.
This is Chia's birthday. She wanted 2 things for her birthday.
I did.
What'd you want, baby?
I wanted books and steak, and I got books and steak.
That's what she got.
I gotta go to 2 bookstores.
Yeah, so we
and spend whatever money I wanted.
Yeah, we went to Half Price Books in Greenwood, and that's probably my favorite. I will say this: Half Price Books are not half priced anymore. I feel like sometimes, like I feel like their prices went up.
Yeah,
but I don't know. They have the one in Greenwood is one of the best ones I've been to so far. Mm-hmm. They have such a good selection of they have a great selection. But there's another one that's in Avon, I think, that I need to take you to. It's huge. I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Guess we're gonna have to go tomorrow.
Okay, but anyway, so we went book shopping, and how do you want to do this? Because you have multiple book ideas that you want to do right now. So just you take it away.
Okay, so first, what I've been reading. I have currently read 29 books this year out of my 20.
And for those new listeners, we keep track of this on Goodreads.
Yes, it's fantastic. I always said I didn't want to read more than 1 book at a time. And then that was okay because I would read a book and listen to an audiobook. And then it was okay because physical book, audiobook, ebook. Mm-hmm. Well, now I have The Catcher in the Rye that I am reading again. Mm-hmm. That's in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's your poop book.
Yes, it is. I am reading The Keeper of the Night, which is one of my books from Book of the Month Club. It's the first one I've read so far. It's super good. It's by Kylie Lee Baker. It's about magic and Grim Reapers and all kinds of fun stuff. I'm reading A Forest of Vanity and Velour. This is a book that keeps showing up.
Oh, are you reading that?
Yeah, slowly.
Okay. Is that the Robin Hood one?
Yeah, it keeps showing up on Book Talk. Mm-hmm. And it's a retelling of Robin Hood, and it's
spoiler alert. Sorry.
It's this guy who kind of like quit his job and just started writing these fantasy retellings, and so this is the first one of his. I mean, still on Harry Potter for my audiobook.
Real quick
but I'm
though,
getting into it.
What's his name?
His name is A.P. Beswick.
Buy his book.
Yeah.
Even if you guys don't really care to read very much, how much is it?
Well, we got it on Kindle Unlimited.
That's true. We got it on Kindle Unlimited. We'll probably just go ahead and buy it too.
Yeah.
Support a dude who quit his job to live a dream.
Yeah.
Just like I know it's weird to think it like this sometimes, but let's say his book's $20. Mm-hmm. Okay, $20 isn't going to make or break most of us. Some people you don't have it, and I get it, but $20 doesn't mean that much to you. But buying his book is going to mean the world to him.
Yeah.
Like when I sell a t-shirt at a show, a lot of people don't understand like the impact that has on me. Because it's like, not only did I sell a shirt and made a little extra money, and most of my money comes from selling merch, you made me feel good. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I'm funny enough for you to buy something.
Yeah.
So yeah, buy his book. Sorry, go ahead.
And then the other thing I'm reading, my wonderful sister Amber, has decided that we are going to all do a book club together. So me, Jake, and Amber are all currently reading the graphic novel, The Sandman. We're reading the deluxe edition, book 1.
That was way louder than I wanted it to be.
That was unattractive. No, I'm kidding. So that's what I'm currently reading. The books I just finished up were the Hades and Persephone retelling books.
I love the way you're saying that. The retelling books, yeah.
Yeah, they are retellings.
Okay, I know, but they're very saucy.
They're spicy.
Yeah, no, that's wet. That's saucy.
The books are A Touch of Darkness, A Touch of Ruin, and A Touch of Malice. Apparently, there's a fourth book.
Spicy.
And the fourth book doesn't come out until next year. I typically don't read series as they are coming out.
Yeah.
My wonderful friend Kayla lent me these books, and
now we don't like Kayla.
I'm very upset with her after reading A Touch of Malice because they're so good. I need the
I will
next
say
one.
this about these books. Like, I'm probably not going to read them, but if I was ever going to read, like, smut literature, smutature, if I was ever going to read it, it would probably be these books because of the way that you describe the story. I'm like, dude, can I get just, like, the Cliff Notes? That's the cool thing about you explaining the story to me is because I'm like, I feel like I read it, but I don't.
There's so much I'm not even telling you about.
Yeah, but I don't want in on the.
Why?
I don't know if I don't want to read porn. And I feel like that's what it is.
It's a love story.
Okay. I don't know. Keep going.
Anyways, so these books are written by Scarlett St. Clair. Now, I found out that there is actually... So these three books are written from Persephone's point of view. So, unless Hades is with Persephone, you don't know what's going on with him. So she's written like these in-between books, and the first one is called A Game of Fate, and then there's another one coming out at the end of this month. I think it's A Game of Gods or something like that. So now these are all from Hades' side.
Yeah.
So my wonderful friend Kayla lent me A Game of Fate, and then another book by Scarlett St. Clair is King of Battle and Blood. I'm really not sure what this is about.
Did she lend that one to you, or did you buy that one today?
Oh, yeah, this is something about vampires, and these are spicy, too. This will be good.
Did she lend that one to you, or did you buy that one today?
No, she lent this to me.
Okay.
So after I get done with The Keeper of Night, I'm going to read those two books.
Oh, I thought you were going to get into what you bought.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I was after I said that.
Well, let me talk about what I've been reading, and then we can get into what you bought today.
Okay.
Or do you it is your birthday. Do you just want to go?
No, you can go, and then we'll go back to me, and then go back to you.
Yeah, because I don't have that much that I'm reading. So I'm reading The Sandman, like Chia was talking about. We're reading The Sandman right now. I've read the first two, I guess you could say, issues of it. And it started off... So here's the thing about this. I really want to love it. Mm-hmm. I've heard so many good things about it. I've heard it's like one of the best pieces of graphic novel literature ever written. And people who listen to the show know I love graphic novels. So I really, really want to get into this. It's slow. I feel like it's kind of slow to start. But there's like some really cool stuff kind of going on to where I feel like they're setting up like a really cool world. And I don't want to give away what happened in the second part of it, because you haven't read it yet. Mm-hmm. But then it tied it into a universe that I'm familiar with and like a lot. So I was like, okay, I'm cool with this. Okay. So I am enjoying that. So I'm.
I didn't say who it was written by.
What?
Sandman.
Oh, Neil Gaiman.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm reading that right now, and then I'm pretty deep in that. So I'm in a weird place reading, because I keep wanting to read something and I can't figure out what it is.
You know what you need to read?
I'm not reading it.
Spicy.
It's spicy. And I just, no, like I'll pick up something and I'll start reading it. But I think I don't think I talked about, did I talk about finishing the Princess of Mars book?
I don't remember now. I mean, I remember you telling me, but I don't know if we talked about it on here.
I don't think so. So I finished reading The Restaurant at the End of the Galaxy, or Restaurant at the End of the Universe. It was not what I thought it was going to be, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm now reading The Universe and Everything in It, right? Is that what it's called? The Universe and Everything in It? I think that's what it's called. Anyways, I'm reading that right now. But then I also read A Princess of Mars, which is the John Carter. The movie, the failed Disney movie John Carter, which is weird because I liked the movie.
I love the movie, so now I want to read the book.
Yeah, I think it was really good. The book, it's a really quick, short read. It's by Edgar Rice Burroughs, who's also the guy who wrote like the most of the Tarzan series back in the day. I really liked it. I like a lot. So I just bought the next two in the series. I'm looking forward to reading those because I feel like that's where I'm at. Like, that's why everything that I'm picking up right now to read, nothing's grabbing me, is because I'm liking the quick, I call them trash novels, and that's mean. but
Right.
because it's like the pulp novels.
You want to
It's
get
like,
to the plot, the action. Let's go. I want to know what's happening.
I just
now.
want quick reads right now.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want.
You're reading Life, the Universe, and everything.
Life, the Universe, and everything. Yeah. So, so that's been really good. I have been liking that. There is something. Oh, I started reading the what's it called?
Among the Hidden.
The
Shadow Children series.
Yeah, Chia talked about that before. I started reading the first one. It's not pulled me in yet, but it's okay. That's fine. But then I bought so many books today. I'm sure that by next week I'm going to be like, I read this, and this.
Yeah.
So, what did you buy today?
Okay, so first, I totally forgot in the last podcast when we went on vacation. I bought 2 books on vacation.
Yeah.
So, one of my books that I want to read this year is Salem's Lot, which Jake has bought for me, and I'm supposed to read that with my friend Abby, so I need to get on that. Mm-hmm. But we were in Midtown Comics, and there was some novels there, so I bought Carrie, because we didn't have it in our collection. And then when we were at the stash, I bought... Can I say this cuss word on our podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. I bought Tough Shit.
Oh my gosh, Chia, this is a family show.
Life Advice from a Fat, Lazy Slob Who Did Good. It's Kevin Smith's book.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to read this. Okay.
I read the audiobook of that. It's really good.
Today.
This is going to be just buckle up.
Jake took me to 2 bookstores and I bought 12 books. However, I also bought 2 on Amazon, and my mother-in-law has another one coming for me Saturday. So, we'll get into this.
What's the Amazon one first?
The 2 Amazon books are Lestat, Prince Lestat, and The Hidden City of Atlantis, I think is what it's called. And then the other one is Blood Communion. They're the last two Anne Rice books.
So typically we do not buy books on Amazon. Mm-hmm. We like going out and buying physical copies like right there, which this is a physical copy, but we like the hunt. However, she has not had luck finding Anne Rice books on shelves.
What in the world?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's
Half
canceled.
Price
I don't know.
Books had quite a few of her earlier books, which I totally forgot to figure out which ones I had, so I didn't buy any. Because I don't want to buy double copies, which I did with someone else anyways. And so then when we went to Barnes & Noble, I thought, oh, well, they'll have everything.
Nope.
And they had like 5 or 6 books, and none of the ones I needed.
Not to slam that Barnes & Noble, but it's not the best selection. It feels pretty small for looking huge.
Yeah. Which I remember when we were dating, and that's when I would buy my Anne Rice books, like 2 full shelves full. Yeah. And they look so pretty, and I was like, oh, I just love
the
this
thing
whole
is
collection.
with Barnes & Noble, though, is that I wonder if they're scaling things back because people just aren't going to physical bookstores.
Go to physical bookstores.
Yeah.
If you can.
Yeah. Locally owned ones, but also Barnes & Noble ones, because if they're a franchise, then somebody locally owns it.
Yeah. So today, I bought...
You okay?
Yeah. I didn't know where I wanted to start.
All right.
All right. So there was a spicy section at Half Price Books. And I bought these because the covers looked really pretty. And I read the synopsis on the back. And it seems interesting. So hopefully I like them.
You've heard... it makes sense, too, because everybody has always told me, judge every book by its cover.
Yes. So it's this Follow Me Always series. So Follow Me Always, Follow Me Under, and Follow Me Darkly. I guess the guy is like some billionaire dude that is controlling or something, but she follows from... I don't know. We'll see how that ends up.
50 Shades of Grey.
Well, that was there too, and I thought about it, but I don't know.
I feel like that's what you just said, though.
Okay, maybe. The next thing I bought at the same place... I really like dystopia books. I've talked about this before. I want to read the Maze Runner books. I have a copy of it, but last time we went to Half Price Books, I bought the Scorch Trials, which is the second book. Mm-hmm. And it's a different, what do they call
it?
Format, publication, whatever. So I want them all to look the same. So I found them, and I got the Maze Runner in the same format, and I was like, Jake... Didn't you say the other day I had 2 Maze Runner books? And he's like, I don't know, just go ahead and get it. Turns out I have this exact same one.
Yeah.
So now I have 3 Maze Runner books. So I bought that. I already had the second one, and then I bought the third and fourth one, which are The Death Cure and The Kill Order. Definitely want to read those. Again, last time we went to Half Price Books, I bought Divergent. Again, I want to read that series, so today I bought Insurgent from Barnes & Noble. At some point in time, I want to read the Game of Thrones series, although it's not finished, and will it ever be finished? I don't know. The last time we went, I bought a Game of Thrones and a Clash of Kings, so today I bought a Storm of Swords, which is the third book. Bought that at Half Price Books as well. It doesn't seem as much as I thought.
Well, it's 12.
And then, also at Half Price Books, I bought A Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is one of the Infernal Devices books. It's book 1. I keep seeing this on Book Talk.
Is that Infernal Devices? Is that the Mortal...
The Mortal Instruments series.
Okay, yeah.
So, I guess Mortal Instruments, it is this big, huge series, but there's sections of it. There's like series within the series that you can read alone, and this is one of them. Mm-hmm. So, got that one. There's 2 more that go with it. And then at Barnes & Noble, I also bought The Cruel Prince. It's got like fae lore in it.
Oh, cool.
That is a 3-book series. I bought the first one.
Just to see if you like it.
Just to see if I like it. I have a feeling I will. They had 2 sections of spicy book talk. Like one whole table and then like an end cap. So I bought Neon Gods, which obviously is a spicy book.
Of course.
It is a different retelling of Hades and Persephone.
You are obsessed
So I'm all
with...
like, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then I just made a joke to Jake. I said, as we were leaving Barnes & Noble, I said, what if we closed our eyes in the fiction section and we just put our hands down and we just grabbed a book, and I kind of like plucked down a book but didn't pull it all the way out, and Jake said, nope, you grabbed it. So I grabbed On Fragile Waves. I don't know what this is. It's by E. Lily Yu. I didn't even read the synopsis.
Yeah, literally just grab the book.
This might not even be English.
I don't know.
I can't speak English either, so
yeah,
it
so it's good.
is.
Yeah, you can read it. You can read it no matter what.
Gee, I just don't feel like that's everything, but I guess it is.
Yeah, so that's what you got. You got a pretty good haul. That's a good haul.
I gotta take the stickers off these books.
Just wait till after the show.
I can't.
Okay.
I've been looking at it the whole
time.
So,
I got a few books. I won't take as long talking about the ones that I got, but
he doesn't love books as much as I do.
I do though. So the last time I know we didn't. Okay, you can't do that.
I'm done. I took them off.
So I didn't talk about the last time that we went, and you talked about yours, so I'm going to talk about mine. I got a book by the authors A. Merritt. It's called The Ship of Ishtar. And I have no idea what it is, but it looks like there is a futuristic ship on the cover and a bunch of people in these weird bubbles. I don't know what's happening, but I'm into it. I like that. Then I got Wild and Crazy Guys, which is says how the comedy mavericks of the 80s changed Hollywood forever. So I'm into that because, I want to talk about a little bit of SNL. I always like SNL stuff. I got a Constantine graphic novel. The first Constantine, let's see, The Spark and the Flame. Don't know anything about that. I got Planet of the Apes Omnibus. This, I really...
Explain what an omnibus is.
An omnibus is basically where they take multiple volumes of a graphic novel and put them into one book.
One mega book.
So I read the first volume of this years and years ago. Actually, I think I read it whenever I first started reading comics. What? Do
you smell cotton candy?
No, that's a tumor. You have a tumor. That's what that is. No, do I smell cotton candy?
I know I smelled it at work the other night, too. It must be me.
Yeah, you smell it. It must be me. You're fishing for compliments. You're like, oh, do you smell it? It's cotton candy. It must just be me.
I don't want to smell like cotton candy.
I bought the third volume of the Sin City graphic novel, so The Big Fat Kill.
Oh, nice.
Looking forward to that. I bought Cryptozoic Man, Volume 1. This is written by Walt Flanagan and Brian Johnson from Comic Book Men. So there's actually a whole episode of Comic Book Men where they create this.
Oh.
So, you know what's hilarious?
Huh.
You're going to be upset.
Oh, no.
I didn't realize this until I just picked this up.
Oh, no.
So we just bought The Sandman.
Yeah.
The deluxe hardcover edition of The Sandman.
Yeah.
Remember whenever I was like, I feel like I bought this at some point? I bought it at the stash. So it's not the exact same one. It's a soft cover. So we'll read this one, but I didn't realize.
Well, now we can read it separately.
Literally just now figured it out. It was in this stack. It was in the bottom of that stack. So that's pretty funny. So then today, the books that I got today, and again, I'll try to rush through this. Another thing I like about Half Price Books in Greenwood is they have this section where they have classic. So like I was saying, I like these classic books, like the little pocket books, dime store books, or like just pulp cover books or whatever. They have a cool little section where they have those books like in plastic bags. So because they're old, they're classics. Yeah. They're a little bit more expensive. Like I got Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. It's a classic. A lot of people have talked about this book a lot. It is supposed to be an amazing, amazing read. I'm really looking forward to this, actually. So I got that one. I got The Color of Space by H.P. Lovecraft.
Nice, yes.
Now, I was really excited. I spent the most on that book, I think. The reason I got this, I don't know if you guys, I know we talked about it.
We talked about it, yeah, definitely.
There was a Nicolas Cage movie that's on Hulu that we talked, I think it's on Hulu, maybe Shudder. But anyways, we talked about it a while back. It was the craziest, most out there movie. Like, had no idea what was going on. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So far out.
We went in totally blind.
Yeah, so far out. And that movie's called The Color of Space. So now I'm like, wait a second. Was that movie based on an H.P. Lovecraft
Which would
book?
make sense.
Right. So So I'm gonna read this and see if and it looks like it was written in like 1917. So then I got another book called Tower of Xanad. I don't know what this is, but the dude is riding looks like a seahorse on land.
Let me see.
So I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but it's it looks great. I got a Piers Anthony book. I really like Piers Anthony. He wrote a book called Step, Steppe. And I loved this book. This guy, I read up on him. He was a history teacher who felt like he could get through teaching history in another way. Mm-hmm. So started writing science fiction, I guess, to teach people history. And Step was cool because that's the book where they pull a guy from Genghis Khan era into the future to fight in a game like Gladiator style.
Oh.
But the game is that they have different periods in history that you fight through. So it's like VR kind of, but you actually become that person in the game. And you have to know, basically you get extra points if you know the proper way to greet somebody in this time in history and stuff. So they'll there's the Romans and go through all of them.
Yeah.
And they basically, these time travelers pulled a guy from the future that was alive during the time that they're playing the game to bring him to the future, so that way they could enter him into the game and gamble. So they're cheating the system basically. So they're trying to get rich off of it. It's really, really good. I had so much fun reading that book. And so there's another Piers Anthony book that I got. This is called Process Plus, and then the other one is called OX. So I don't know. And then I got these two David Brin. Did you say something?
Oh, I said okay.
Okay, I got these two David Brin. I'm trying to hurry. I got these two David Brin books. David Brin wrote The Postman. And for a lot of people that don't know what The Postman is, you probably at least have seen the Kevin Costner movie, The Postman. I love this. So you love dystopian books. I love post-apocalyptic books.
Yeah.
You're more of in the future things are crazy, and I'm more of in the future things suck. So
yeah. I'm I don't want everyone to be dead.
You're right. I just kill them all. No, but I really I like post-apocalyptic books a lot, or apocalyptic, either way. Postman was great. So David Brin has another series, and I bought the first two books in the series, Sundiver and Startide Rising. These are futuristic books, so they're space travel and stuff. I'm sure they have nothing to do with the Postman whatsoever. Okay, so then those are the ones I got at Half Price Books. Then whenever we went to Barnes & Noble, I got a book called The Ballad of Black Tom. This is one that I seen on YouTube talk, I guess, or YouTube. What's it called? BookTube.
BookTube.
Yeah, I was mixing up TikTok and YouTube. So BookTube is what they call this, because you watch TikTok books, I watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
So this is basically
I do like watching your YouTube ones with you.
Yeah. So Cthulhu and stuff like that turns out pretty racist. But it's because, like, whenever you read Cthulhu, like, the guy was just, H.P. Lovecraft was racist. Because of the time that he lived. I'm not saying it was okay for him to be racist. I'm just saying when you read the book, it talks about the time, and there was a lot of... I've not read a lot of H.P. Lovecraft, so I'm not trying to make excuses for this guy.
Unfortunately, if you are reading a book by a white person... A couple hundred years ago,
they're racist.
They're racist.
Yeah, so
even if they weren't racist in their time, they're racist. That's all there is to it.
Except for 5. I'm sure there's 5 good ones. I don't know.
Maybe.
We're getting too deep into things, and I wish we wouldn't have just done that. So
no, it's fine.
Yeah. Anyways, H.P. Lovecraft. A lot of people don't like reading his books because of that, and I totally get it. I understand. I've not read a lot of H.P. Lovecraft. I've read Cthulhu and a couple other ones, and yeah, there's some things in there that I'm like, ugh, I did not like that. Very cringy. The Ballad of Black Tom is supposed to basically take, like, kind of like Lovecraft Country. How basically Lovecraft Country, like, the main people that are in that are not white. So it's like you take this great fantasy world that H.P. Lovecraft created, and you'd say, okay, we're going to keep the things we really like, and then we're going to put in other things.
You know what you call that? A retelling.
Okay. Sure, so...
It is!
Okay, I'm with you on that. So the Ballad of Black Tom is supposed to basically be that. Somebody said that...
What is it, Jake?
A retelling.
A retelling.
Okay, why are you acting like that?
Because you made fun of me earlier, so...
Oh, no, mine isn't sex. I was making fun of that because you...
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so I am excited to read this book because I did hear that... I don't know if it's true, but it could be a lie. Somebody said that a lot of Lovecraft countries kind of this book.
Okay.
So I'm into that.
That'd be cool.
Foundation by Isaac Asimov. I've never read this. I want to read it. Supposedly it's a TV show now on Apple TV. So I've been wanting to read this for years. So I'm going to check that out. Okay. Good Omens.
Yes.
So Neil Gaiman, Terry Pratchett. Good Omens. I started the audiobook, but I think that this is a book that I have to read.
Okay.
The guy does a great job with it, but I'm getting lost in the audiobook.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. I feel like I'm getting lost.
That's how Game of Thrones was for me. I've listened to the first 2 books, but so many of the names sound so similar, and there's so much going on that I was like, I thought that person died.
Yeah, so that's...
What's going on?
So that's why I was just like, all right, I got to get the actual physical
I'm glad
book.
you said the thing about H.P. Lovecraft, though, because I don't know a lot about H.P. Lovecraft, and watching Lovecraft Country...
Yeah.
I actually thought the opposite.
Oh.
I didn't know it was retelling, so I was like, "Oh, okay. This is a very
forward-thinking
author." Okay.
No, they did that because it was not.
So if you hadn't just said that and I would have read it, I would have been like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. So I guess that's true.
I thought black people were good and they were the heroes, and why are you being mean to them? Okay.
Yeah. Well, the last one that I got, it is by Josiah Bancroft. It's called Selling Ascends. It is the first book in the Books of Babel series. I don't know very much about this, but I know that whenever the other day we were watching a video that was like best apocalyptic dystopian future books, and this was one that was on almost all of the lists. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I'm getting that.
What's it called again?
Senlin Ascends?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with that.
Senlin. Senlin. Senlin Ascends. All right, so that's... Are we good on the books? That was only a half hour.
I'm not good on the books, but I'm done for now.
I want to get into these so bad.
I do too.
There's a couple of these that I really want to read. All right, so let's get into... Let's talk about what we've been watching, because I want to talk about what we're about to watch more.
Yes.
What are we watching?
That's one of the only things I'm not looking forward to.
I'm so happy to do a live podcast so everyone can see the faces you make when you sing along with these songs.
I'm still doing it. Rubadue's my man. So I've been rewatching Stranger Things because the new season is about to come out, and I'm more than likely going to binge watch that with the kids. We love that show so much. I know you're not huge into it.
I like it, but yeah, not like you guys.
Yeah, we like frothing at the mouth, so excited about it. So I'm rewatching that. I'm about to start the third season now. There's something else. What? How I said now?
Yeah.
Now? Ow, brown cow. There was something else that I've been watching, but that's not important because that's the important thing. But I also think I'm going to start watching the Ozarks after
I hear a lot about it.
So, well, the reason I watched the first 2 episodes a while back, like whenever the first season came out, and it didn't pull me in, but also I was like, I don't want to start a new show right now. But they just had their final episode, I think, so the show's over,
now you
I
can
believe.
binge it.
So I'm like, okay, I'll watch it now.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to start watching the Ozarks.
Okay.
If anyone has an opinion on the Ozarks, let me know if I should or should not go.
Should I stay or should I go?
Yeah, that was a Stranger Things reference. All right, what have you been watching?
I'm still on Supernatural. I really have not been, unless me and you are watching a movie together.
Yeah,
I really haven't been watching a lot of things.
What have we watched?
The Lawnmower Man.
So I was wondering if have we talked about that?
I don't think so.
Dude, that movie is jacked up. What? How did we miss that in our lives? How did we never seen The Lawnmower Man?
I don't know.
It is out of control. If you don't know what The Lawnmower Man is, basically it is about a guy with special needs who cuts the grass at a scientist's house, and the scientist is like, I can make you smart.
Yeah.
But like watching it now, there's so many things that they say to him and do to him that I'm just like, that would not fly today.
It's crazy watching older movies now. And we're like, oh,
you could say that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, there's movies that came out in the 90s and stuff that say things that I used to say, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that just used to be common.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't say that no more. But then also the virtual reality in that movie is so funny to me.
It's wild.
It's crazy though. Like the thing is, like it's an older movie, and some of the stuff that they did, I'm like, that's impressive that they did that back then. Like that's pretty cool. So that was a good one. Dude, I feel like there was something else that we watched not too long ago that we were like, oh, we watched Halloween 3: Season of the Witch.
Yep.
I don't think we've talked about that on here. Give it a shot.
Yeah, we did, because we talked about how funny it was that same day a friend of yours.
Yeah. Okay, so we've probably talked about all this stuff. We've not really been watching that much TV lately. But we're so it's Chia's birthday, so I told Chia she can watch whatever she wants tonight, because normally she doesn't get to touch the remote. No.
It's not true, I just normally don't care.
She wants to watch...
I want to watch 1985.
Are you sure? 1985?
What is it? Is it 84? Is it 85? 86?
You tell me.
87?
Well, it's not 87.
It's 85. 84. 85.
I'm not telling you now.
Okay. It's the American Horror Story season.
You almost said American History X.
Stop, honey. Help me.
It's 1980?
1984.
Yes. 1984.
Isn't there a book, 1984?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Orwell.
See, I didn't think the two were called the same thing. I know they're nothing alike.
No, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's good. The classic book that they make you read in school is just, it's the same storyline. It's the exact same storyline.
Stop.
This is our favorite season of American Horror Story.
I love it.
It is very good. And the thing is, too, is like, we're big fans of Emma Roberts, and I don't know if we should be.
I don't know either.
Because, you know what? Here's the thing. Okay, I'm just going to say it here. I'm just going to say it.
Oh my God, I think all these books are the same size.
I don't, like, unless you're a horrible person, like, there's certain people that we will not watch we will not separate the art from the artist. There are certain people, I'm like, if you did there's certain people we will not do that with.
Yeah.
But, like, if you just suck...
Yeah.
Like, I'm still going to watch I still like you. And I'm not saying she sucks, because I don't know.
No, we don't
I've just read a couple articles that made it seem like she's not the most pleasant person.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, who cares? I'm still going to watch. I really... Scream Queens is so much fun.
Yeah.
She's great in Scream. She's great in American Horror Story. I just like her.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep it. We're just going to watch
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, cool.
I'm fine with it.
All right.
Jake, look at this.
I know, it's insane. Look.
No, really, look. They're all these books are the same size. Oh my God, they're going to look so good
specifically said size doesn't matter. So now I don't know what to believe. All right, so that's what I've been watching. I'm not going to play the bumper for this. I'm just going to talk about what I've been playing. I have been playing video games.
Yeah.
Man, I've been wanting to get back into video games. Like, I say that sounds weird. I've been wanting a video game to really get into for a while. And I've not had one, but I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
It's in the video game?
It's on the computer. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now, and I'm having so much fun doing it. So, all right, we need to talk about, before we get into TOTS, we do need to do two things. All right? The first thing that I want to do is talk about a little mental health check-in.
All right.
And now it's time for a mental health check-in with Chia and Jake. Or Jake and Chia, depending on who wants their name first.
A lot of times I cut it to where it doesn't do the full thing, where it's like, depending on who wants the name first. But this time listening to it, I was just like, I think that's cool that he did that in the mental health check-in part, because he was thinking about both of our mental health in that moment. He was just like, yeah, just whatever you guys want, man. So that's pretty cool. So we always like to do a little mental health check-in. I know we've not done it for a while, and a couple of times it's because our mental health was not great. And I apologize. I'm usually okay. I'll just be honest. I'm usually okay with me. If I'm not doing that great, I'm very transparent about it, and I always talk about it. Chia, on the other hand, is somebody who, once she gets through it, she can talk about it, but it's hard for her to discuss it while she's going through it. So we just decided that we would skip the mental health check-in a couple times until she got to like a healthier place, and then she can discuss it. So... you're looking at me like, skip it again.
No.
You're like, I'm not doing good. Get out of here.
My dopamine has been fed, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, continue.
Okay. So, with Jake being on the road a lot and us not having a lot of time together, it's been rough for me. And he came home a few weeks ago. We had a text message conversation where, I was a little open and honest, but not completely. He came home on a Wednesday. We had a great night, hung out. The next day I woke up, and when he came home, I tried to be honest, but I held back, but it came through in my vibe, so that didn't work, and we got into a huge fight. We haven't gotten a big fight since probably the big fight that we talked about on here a few years ago. Big fights between us used to be very common when we were younger. We're older now. We've been together. We've been through a lot. So they don't happen that often. But it ended up being great. I had to go to work that night, so that sucked. And we talked, we texted back and forth a little bit. The next day was Roman's birthday. I called into work to spend the day with him and to finish the conversation with my husband. We talked probably for 3 hours straight. No phone, no TV, no nothing. Such a healthy conversation. Yeah. And since then, we have had multiple conversations that were a few hours long in the past few weeks. That's what I was missing. We haven't had meaningful conversations.
Sex is great.
Yeah.
I'm very good at that.
Lord. But we haven't had meaningful conversations.
That's what you always say. Lord.
Jacob.
I'm sorry. You also say that.
I don't, actually.
You say the up part. Hurry up. Sorry, I miss. Hurry up.
It's supposed to be family friendly-ish.
You brought up spicy stuff. All right, go ahead.
Anyway, that's why I say spicy. You can do that every time, aren't you?
Yeah.
So my mental health was pretty bad. And our last podcast we did.
Yeah.
I was right in the middle of it, and I told Jake, I said, I don't want to do the mental health check. And he's like, well, are you sure that's, people like us being open and we're usually open? I said, I don't want to do it. And if you bring it up, I'll lie. So let's not do it because I don't want to lie. And he said, okay. So we skipped it.
But I think that's also important to understand and to know that sometimes it is hard to talk about what you're going through. And sometimes you need to just process it. You need to evaluate it yourself.
Yeah.
But then just know that you should eventually talk to somebody about it. Get it out somehow.
And that was the important thing, is talking to you. I am not above admitting when I'm wrong. It's figuring out what I did wrong. What I done wrong is not communicated. And not communicated the multiple times. My husband be like, are you okay? Are you doing okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just say I'm fine, because the majority of men know I'm fine.
Right.
Does
That's
not
code.
mean I'm fine.
Yeah.
So I would always follow up with, no, I'm fine. I'm great. Everything's good. I'm really happy about the way our lives are taking off, which I am. But between my work being sporadic and crazy and his work being sporadic and crazy, there has not been a very good, I'm not going to say work-life balance, work-marriage balance.
Right, yeah.
So, and I'm very selfish
with
my time.
But a lot of that is that I wasn't doing a good job at work-life balance. Because things were happening so quick, so early on, it was just like, okay, well, I have to do this. Like, I have to just put my head down and do it. Which I think was a great idea, and it worked. But now I'm to the point where it's like, okay, I can take my foot off the pedal a little bit.
Right.
Like, I got offered to work a club this weekend, and it's a club I've been wanting to work in. And it was really hard for me to say no. But we have plans. I don't want to miss Jasmine's second choir concert. I missed her first one. I don't want to miss this one. So I was like, I really appreciate it, and please keep me in mind for future dates, but I can't do it. So, yeah, I think I'm finding that out now too.
Yeah, and like I talked with my boss, and for the next 6 weeks I have a set schedule. I'll work the same 3 days every single week, starting next week, and that'll give me a better balance of things. I've also started a second job. What?
That just sounds counterproductive to what
let
you're
me
saying.
explain it. It's a PRN job. It doesn't really require me to work a lot. I got it just because I'm not a nurse at this job. I'm a patient care tech, and I can do the thing I really love, which is just taking care of patients. I thought it'd be a great idea for a little extra income. When Jake's on the road, I can go in and only work for 4 hours or 8 hours or something. I can wait till the kids go to sleep and be home before they wake up. Just something to remind me why I love healthcare.
Yeah.
And I've only done 2 shifts so far, but they were great. I felt so good afterwards. Jake even commented that my
your energy is different.
My energy
your energy is just different. Yeah.
And now going to my job where I am a nurse doesn't feel as taxing anymore. Right. So, and I got called off tonight, which was awesome.
Yeah, that was great. My mental health has been really good. So, but I say that it wasn't for a moment.
Yeah.
And I think that was another thing that caused us to kind of like hit that wall in our relationship, was that I was struggling with some things. And honestly, a lot of it had to do with like, should I be doing what I'm doing? Like I was, I did like a bunch of shows to where it just like, I don't know. I just walked off stage not feeling great. But then I did other shows that was like fantastic. Like they were amazing. And I was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I'd have like 2 or 3 more shows after that to where it's just like, what's happening? And I think it was just like this weird place to where, I didn't know, there was like no validation, which I know that we shouldn't allow other people to validate what we're doing, but it's kind of hard to do when you're in the business that I'm in. It's kind of like, well, that is it.
Right.
So it's very difficult. So like finding that, like, what am I even doing? And then Facebook blew up, and it was like, all of a sudden I was like, okay, so people are enjoying this. And not only are people enjoying it, but like people are kind of like jumping on board hardcore with it. Like the messages and everything. So you guys, I don't think you guys understand like what that means to other people. Like you sending those messages out to me, like let me know that I'm doing what I should be doing, and it made me feel like you helped my mental health. I was just like, oh man, because I am always trying to be like we all screw up, but like, man, I want people to have fun. I want people to enjoy life. I want people to be happy. And, you know, if I can help just by bringing a little bit of laughter, awesome. Like, I love that. And then people messaging me and saying, like, I had so many messages, they were like, I just went through a horrible breakup. I was so depressed. And then I watched one of your videos and everything turned around. And then the next day messaged me, was like, I'm going to get this job. I'm going to interview for this job. I'm changing my life. And then I was like, you got the job. Don't worry about it. They already hired you. They just don't know yet. And then 20 minutes later, I get a text and it's like, or I got a message and it was just like, I got the job. I start tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that's cool that people are doing that.
Yes.
I really like that. So you guys have helped me with my mental health a lot. And also like us sitting down and having that fight, and then both of us getting out everything that we wanted to say, and then spending here's the important part. Fighting's very healthy.
It is.
It's extremely healthy. Fighting,
if you can
verbally fighting without slamming each other.
That's what I was going to say. Yelling, now every relationship's different. In our relationship, yelling is fine.
Occasionally. Not always.
I think when we have big fights.
Right, but we only have a fight like maybe once a year, if that.
But don't name call.
Right.
For the most part, don't make you statements, although they do come across.
Sure. Also, we're not professionals. We're just talking about things that work for us. Yeah.
Throwing things doesn't help.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. Yeah, don't throw things. Don't let your anger get the better of you. Okay, we're not going to give advice. We're not going to do that. We're just going to talk about what for us.
What for us. But
the most important thing is after you go through that, after you go through getting out everything, the emotional period where you're getting everything out, after you do that, the next week at least needs to be completely open communication. You've opened a wound, now you need to clean it.
Yeah.
Like you opened the wound, now it's time to clean that wound. And that's it's still a gross word. I hate that word. I don't know why I used it. But then that's what we've been doing. It's like multiple times, and it's little things too, like the majority of my job is on my phone. So like me on stage, that's not the work. The work is all the other stuff. So there's times that we'll be laying in bed, I'll be on my phone for so long because I'm just working. And here lately, I've been making a point to be like, I'm just going to set my phone down for the rest of the night. Like, I don't even care. And even if we're not talking, we're present together. Yeah. So, and I'm not one of those people that's like, well, phones that's the biggest. I'm not saying that. I just know for me personally, I was spending a little too much time on it. So because of work, so I just put that to the side.
It's the work-life balance. And when you are having those conversations, it's purposeful listening.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, for us, a good fight every few years, a big fight is good for us because we get all that out. And then we start having the meaningful conversation, the purposeful listening, complete openness.
Yeah.
I mean, and we'll even say, like, throughout the conversation, okay, like, we're being, like, real honest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so being real honest.
Like, I'm going to get real.
And it's funny because, especially you, whenever we're having these conversations, I love it because you're like, okay, so here's the thing. When that was going on, in my head, I thought this, but now I realize what you were feeling was this. And he's like, so like it just clicked with me. He says these things multiple times, and you can like literally tell as I'm saying it, his eyebrows like shoot up, and he's like, oh, I thought something totally different.
But that's the act of listening. Like literally the other night we had a conversation about something that happened our first year of marriage. And it's not petty. It was a big issue. It was our first year that we were married. It was a big issue that both of us have carried this whole time. I'm not saying that it was causing us to have a bad marriage. I'm not saying anything like that. But anything we can do to smooth the edges, we're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, she's my best friend. She's my wife. Like, shut up. I'm
You're
talking.
my bestie.
Hey, I'm talking. You shut your mouth. But I'm trying to talk.
I know. Go on.
You're so annoying. I'm just kidding.
I got a cough in my throat still.
Just get it out of there.
I keep trying.
But oh my goodness gracious, that's the noises you make.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so we're just trying to smooth the edges. So like, since we're in this moment of healing, it's like, okay, well, since we're talking about this, I'm going to bring this thing up from 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to talk about it for a second. And it was good because she had said something that was just like, oh my gosh, all these years I looked at that from a different point of view. Mm-hmm. And I've even looked at it from your point of view, from my point of view, but what I didn't look at it was from outside point of view, outside of the box. What were we both going through? What really was this about? And it turns out it wasn't even about that situation whatsoever. You had things going on and I had things going on the outside, so it was like completely different. So because we opened up that communication, we were able to get through it and everything. So, and it was great too because you're dying.
Can you hear that when I mute my thing?
I mean, I don't know if they can, but I can because I'm in the room with you. So when you mute your mic, I still hear you.
No, but it is. And I know people will probably look at that situation and be like, you shouldn't hold on to grudges. And it's
not a grudge,
if it doesn't ever heal completely, it's not a grudge. Whenever, and I don't know how I feel about the term grudge. Like, I guess if you're purposely keeping that wound open, but I don't ever do that. I want them to close and I want to move on and move past it.
Yeah.
My problem is I have a very active imagination. So
right.
if like you not liking me, sometimes I think you don't like me. Pops in my head. I know.
So dumb.
I know.
So
but
dumb.
It pops in my head. And I can't sit there and think about all the good things and why you like me.
Right.
Because then I sit there and think, oh, he didn't answer my text for like another half an hour, but I'm going to check Facebook. Oh, he's on Facebook. Well, then is he just ignoring me?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's
no,
easy to do.
Like, what in the world?
Well, and also I'm glad that you're bringing this up because there's a lot of couples that I feel like that go through this and they don't discuss it.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it because it's embarrassing.
It is because you feel I feel stupid for thinking you don't like me.
Yeah. And that was a thing that you bring up a lot. And I have a jealousy thing that you never knew about.
Yes. Oh, I loved it.
But that's the thing is like, I never realized that me telling you like, hey, here's a thing I struggle with you that would actually help you feel a little bit more secure in our relationship. I never thought of that because to me, when you are jealous of me, it's annoying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you like this?
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm not going to cheat on, because I look at it like that. Like, oh, she's going to, like, she thinks I'm going to cheat on her or something. Where it's, with me, it's not that so much as I'm like, they like her.
Yeah.
You know, so, which is fine. People should like you.
And that's the thing is, I never knew you were jealous because you don't act on your jealousy.
Right. Yeah, because it's, to me, it's not, it's fine. I think it's healthy. I think it's fine because to a certain extent, for me, it's healthy. I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And again, not professionals. We're just talking about things that we know.
Yeah.
But like for me, I think it's healthy because I get jealous because I think these guys want you or girls. I get jealous because I think that these people want you. But then it ends up being like, yeah, but I got her.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm jealous because I'm like, well, is she, like, are they giving her, like, specific treatment? And is she into that? Like, is she liking the fact that they're giving her more attention and stuff? So, like, I get a little jealous over that. But then I'm like, yeah, but then she comes home to me.
See,
so, like,
and that's
it's
the way I
thing.
should look at it. But when I get jealous and I'm like, oh, those girls like him, and I'm like, well, what if they're prettier than me? What if they're nicer?
Exist.
What if they're cooler than me?
You've been reading these fiction books over here? Because it's all fiction.
No, these are good.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're acting like there's prettier and cooler girls out there. No, lady. Well, they don't have those laughs, though. So that's not so many cackles. You know, no, that's something we can work on. I love your cackle. No, I was kidding. I love it, and I don't care what anyone thinks. Okay, we've got to talk about our Patreon supporters.
Okay,
Are you good with mental health check-in?
Oh yeah, I'm great now.
Guys, we're cruising on this episode, but you know what? We really do miss you guys, and we wanted to really get into some stuff. So we want to thank some very important people now.
Thank you to the Patreon blessed ones.
Another way that people show us how much they love us and how much they love the show and how much they care for us is by going to Patreon. That's patreon.com/laughandbeblessed. And they just throw us a couple dollars every month to let us know what the show means to them. And I've talked about this before, but your money does go to the show. So it helps. We've bought new equipment, and I should have done it this week, but I was procrastinating. It's actually buying us a studio. Mm-hmm. So because of the help, we are able to we're going to buy a shed, which sounds weird. It's like a cabin, and we're going to put it outside. It's going to be an office/studio. So obviously we don't make enough on Patreon to pay for the whole thing, but we appreciate the help to do that. So we just want to give a special shout out to our Patreon supporters who, like producers of the podcast, if you will. So like our producers, I guess you should say. But that's Amber, Veronica, Shan, Fawn, Danielle, Lindsay, and Pam. Thank you guys so much for giving. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for helping the show. We really appreciate it, and we love you very much. If you want to give,
friends.
If you want to give, again, it's very easy. Patreon.com/laughandbeblessed. There are a few different tiers. Each tier, I think it's $3, $10, and $20. Each tier gives you something different, and we say this all the time, but it is true. She is actually, I'm very proud of her. She's taken a little bit more control of the podcast now. 2 years in, and she's ready to really give this thing a go. So, are we 2 years in or a year in?
I don't know. We're at least 2 years in. Okay. We were doing it during the pandemic. That was 2020.
Okay, so we're like 2 years into this thing, and you're finally like, I'll start doing some stuff.
Yeah.
So we're trying to work out what makes the most sense for each tier. But I will say that a blessed one came to a show not too long ago, and because I knew that they were coming, because Chia had let me know, I made sure that they did not pay, and I also did not pay for drinks or anything, right? Because I specifically said that.
Nope.
Now, I'm not saying I'm going to do that for everybody, but this was someone specific who has been with us since the very beginning, a friend of ours that believes in us, and I was like, all right, well... Now, if she would have got crazy and out of control, I'd have been like, listen, I'm not, you can't do that. Out of control. So,
she left with merch.
Yeah. And because, that is a part of it, is that, here's a shirt. So, I appreciate it, and I just try to show that love back whenever I can. So, thank you very much. I don't know.
Thanks, friends.
That was getting weird. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready to get into...
I don't know what it is, so sure.
And now, time for Tots. The topic of the show.
All right, so here's the issue with the topic of the show this week. I came up with this topic like a week ago, and then we didn't record. So So
the topic of the show is going to be books.
No, dude, it might as well be. We spent way more time on that. Have you ever heard of Nicholas Barclay?
Barclay sounds really familiar.
Okay, so I want to talk about this because this blew my mind. There was 2 YouTube videos that I watched, and I'm going to start this off by saying I did not research this. I'm giving you my memory from 2 different YouTube videos from a while back. I tried to find the second one and I couldn't. So, which was weird. So, we're going to talk about the disappearance of Nicholas Barclay.
Okay.
All right. So, it was 1994 in June. June 10th, actually.
Oh.
June 10th, 1994. A 13-year-old kid named Nicholas Barclay, he was playing basketball with some friends or something, left, and he was in Texas, I think. Oh, this is going to be so non podcast. You listen to true crime podcasts.
Yeah.
If any of them listens to what I'm about to do, they're gonna
shame.
They're gonna be so mad.
Shame.
Because I'm just gonna give you my account, and I wasn't there.
Oh no.
Okay, so this kid was in Texas, right? And he was playing basketball. He goes to leave. From what I'm to understand, he called his brother to ask for a ride. His brother told him no. supposedly. And so he was going to walk home, and then he was never heard from again. Now, keep in mind, I watched 2 different YouTube videos on this, and I read like one article.
Okay.
It's possible I'm going to mix 2 different stories together. Because the second YouTube video had different information. Whenever I went back to find it, I was reading the comments, and the second video was saying, this is just a fictionalized retelling of the Nicholas Barclay story with different names. Which I thought was weird when I watched it. I was like, how did this happen twice? Yeah. But there was different details in the second video. So I'm going to tell you what I know for sure. And then I'm going to tell you the effed up stuff from the second video. Although this is all wild. So this kid disappears in 1994. Okay. And years go by. No one knows what happened to him. At this point, like basically people just gave up. They were just like, okay, well, we're never going to find him, because that's what happens after a certain amount of time. If you don't find them, it's very unlikely that you will ever find them. Right. And then 3 years later, he turns up.
Oh, wow.
Kind of. This is where it gets interesting. Okay. So, 3 years later, supposedly, he turns up in Spain.
Okay. So now he's 17.
He should be 17.
Okay.
But this is so messed up. Okay. I'm trying to like trick you. I'm trying to tell you the story without telling you the story, so then I can give you the reveal. I'm not good at true crime podcasting. Okay. I'm better at spooky stuff. Yeah. This is spooky. But I'll do the voice. No. Okay. So anyway, so basically, they get a phone call. The police department gets a phone call from Spain that they found what appears to be this boy. Now, this is where I might be mixing things up, but I don't think so. From the video that I watched, this kid, like 13, 14 years old or whatever, he's got like a tattoo on his hand already. Kind of like...
So he's alive.
Do what?
The person we're talking about that they have found is alive.
Yes.
It's a living person.
It's a living person. That was confusing, the way that you said that. So, but the kid has got like very distinguishing marks. A tattoo on his hand and stuff like that. This dude has the same tattoos. And he's saying, I am Nicholas Barclay. But he's got an accent and everything. And they're like, what is happening here? So they fly his sister to Spain basically to get him. And she walks up and she sees the tattoos and everything, and she sees the blonde hair, and she's just like, it's my brother. So she gives him like this big hug. They embrace. It's beautiful, and everything. And brings him back home. Now, there's a couple things that are weird. Number one, his eye collar's different. Yeah. Typically doesn't happen. Right. So his eye color's different, but like everything else, for the most part, is this is what he would look like 3 years later. Yeah. He says that basically he was abducted, and that whenever he was abducted, like this, a specific group that abducted him for like drug trafficking and stuff, used chemicals to change his eye color to make it seem like he is someone different, and also he was not allowed to speak English, and that's why he has this accent now. So, which doesn't make sense. Yeah. Neither one of those things are possible, especially in the 90s. Yeah. The chemical thing, not true. And also, in 3 years, you wouldn't forget your language and speak with an accent.
Not when you're 14 years old.
Exactly.
You weren't 3 or 4.
Right. So there's a few things that are strange, but he's got the tattoos. He kind of knows the story. Some things are really foggy for him, but he kind of knows what's going on. He comes home. His mom sees him. Now, if anyone is going to know... It's the mom. And the mom sees him and starts crying and hugs him and loves on him, and it's just like, this is it. This is a kid. So like comes back home for like 6 months. For like 6 months is living with them. Now there's a brother. And
an older brother, the one he wanted to pick him up.
Exactly. Now when he left, again, I'm going off this YouTube video. So the facts of this story I cannot confirm. I'm just gonna retell you what I've seen on this video. I feel bad just because we're talking about real people.
Yeah.
So just in case that the person in the YouTube, but it was like 2020.
Okay.
That I watched, not the year.
Yes,
it was like,
I gotcha.
Yeah, 60 Minutes or 2020, whatever. It was something like that. So, anyways, from what I remember, I'm going to be very careful. It's real people, and I care.
Yes.
When he disappeared, it was a rough family. Like, they were kind of known as being like just kind of like a rough family.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting two videos confused.
Are you?
And I feel bad. I'm telling this story. Screw it. Who cares?
Yeah.
I do, because I love this family. I don't know. Anyways, so he comes home. He's got the same markings and everything. I am for sure mixing up two videos now, but I can't find the other one.
Are they both about the same?
So here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to tell you this version that I know is true. Then I'm going to tell you the second video from memory.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry. So, anyways, forget about the tattoo stuff because I don't know about that. That's the second video. The sister does go. She gets him. He comes home. And for like 6 months, he's living with them. But like the... things seem strange. The older brother really won't talk. Wasn't there whenever he first like came home. Wasn't there to greet him. It acts very strange. Wants nothing to do with him, basically. So,
there's a child away.
Yeah, it sounds like someone is about to come in here. So, anyways, okay. So he lives with them for 6 months, and then basically, there's a guy, there's like a private detective, right? Who sees this guy's story online. Not online, this is the 90s, on the news. There's like an interview. So he sees this guy, and he's like, something's not right here. First of all, this seems strange, regardless. The kid was gone for 3 years, and all of a sudden he's back. But the dude was like, the ears are different.
Okay.
Yeah. So the dude was like, the ears are different. So because of the ears looking different, he basically started like researching this. And was contacting the family and everything. He talked, quote unquote, Nicholas into meeting up with him at a diner so they could sit down and have a talk. And basically, he was going to approach it a specific way. But whenever they sat down, he told him, he's like, so your mom, was really upset. And he's like, she's not my mom. Like, just came clean. Turns out it was this dude who had been faking, or he had been an imposter. Like, he'd been stealing the identity of, like, fake people for years. Like, living on the streets, and he would just pretend to be kids, because I guess he looked younger. He was pretending to be kids a lot. Then he was wanted, and was going to, like, go to prison, so he faked his identity for a real person so he could move to the United States and get away from it. So this family took him in for, like, 6 months. A stranger was living with them. And whenever, like, I watched the interview with this dude, the guy doing the interview was just like, so, like, you were sick. He's like you had an issue, you were sick. And because the guy now, he's just like, he's like, I got a family, I got a kid, like, I'm trying to live my normal life and everything.
Yeah.
He's like, so you feel like you were sick and like you're better now. And he was like, I don't know if I was sick. If I was sick, I'm still sick.
Okay.
So it's like this guy, like, he didn't feel bad.
So he's not remorseful about it at all.
Didn't feel bad at all. Didn't feel bad at all. But he says that the brother killed the younger brother, and that is like, whenever the
imposter says that.
The imposter says that's why the older brother didn't want anything to do with him, because he thinks that he killed him. So that's the first video that I watched. The second video that I watched used different names, but it was almost the same story. So this is what blew my mind, is I was like, how can this be so close to the same story, but with a slightly different outcome? So the second one that I watched, I can't remember the name because obviously it was fake. Or not. I don't know. It just, the video made it seem like it was fake, or the video made it seem like it was real. They never said fiction or anything like that. They told a story, but all the comments are saying, well, this is the Nicholas Barclay story. You just changed some things. But it seemed very news-like, so I don't know what to believe. But the second one's a little crazier to me, because the second one was like the exact same situation. Like a 15-year-old kid with like tattoos and stuff came up missing. This dude in another country says that he's him, and basically moves in with his family for a while. And it was the same situation. But the family was like really, really not doing great. Like this is the one that he was kind of a troubled teen. So like when they first called the cops, they were kind of like, well, he probably just ran away. Like he's a troubled teen. You know, he's in trouble all the time. And after some time goes by, it's like, well, we got to find this kid. So like years go by, the kid's just disappeared. The older brother calls the cops and says, my brother's here trying to break in. So the cops come. There's no evidence of someone who was trying to break in. Nothing going on. They're like, he's not here. So that's weird. So the whole family, like the brother was a drug addict. The mom was a drug addict, supposedly. It was a pretty hard life for this kid. Like, I remember watching, and they said that, like, the mom, I guess, worked nights at, like, the donut, like a donut shop. And one thing that stood out to me, because it was very, like, Dateline, like, the narrator's voice was like this. So he was like, I remember he said something where he goes, the mother suffered from a very serious heroin addiction, but some would say the more serious problem was her donut addiction. But it was very serious because I guess she just ate donuts all the time.
Okay.
I was like, I think heroin's the bad one. You know, like, come on.
I think the donut thing is because of the heroin.
Diabetes. So
do you know that, right?
Yeah, like the sweet.
Yeah, the sweet tooth. Yeah.
So, anyways, so after the kids disappeared, though, the family kind of changes their ways. The brother is now in college. He's about to graduate college. The mom has a really good job. They're all clean. Everything's going good for him. The sister lives in like a trailer nearby, so she had moved out. So all of a sudden, again, this kid turns back up like 4 or 5 years later. Turns back up in like another country. And it's the same situation. It's saying, oh, I was abducted. They forced me to do this. I just want to come home. So the sister goes and gets him, brings him home, and he moves in. And the brother, again, is not wanting anything to do with him and acting very strange towards him and everything. And then while he's there, man, I really wish I could remember the names of this because they did have the names. But anyway, so like while he's there, he moves in with the sister. Because there's not enough room in the house or something with the mom, so he moves in with the sister in the trailer, which seems weird to me. But like the sister said that like at one point like a news crew came to like do a story on him, and she was telling him no, he's not here, and he just came right out and was like excited about it, like yeah, let's do this. So so people know about him and everything. Then they find these remains.
Oh.
So the police uncover, like somebody finds bones, and the police like look into it, and it's like they find what seems to be like a 14, 15-year-old kid's bones with a basketball. And they're like, this is the story of this kid that's missing. So they basically like check the bones to figure out like what's going on, and it is the missing boy. Oh. So then they pull in the dude who's been living in this house. Yeah. They pull him in to question him, and they're like, what? Dude, you're not him. And he was just like, okay, full disclosure, not him, but I didn't kill him. Like, because of course that's what the cops are.
Right,
they're like, well,
you killed him and
you took his identity.
You laid low for a while and took his identity. Yeah,
that's what they're thinking. He's like, no. I just like send me to prison for doing that. I totally stole his identity. Yeah, 100%. But no, I didn't do this. But then he said that again, he thought the brother did something because the brother was acting weird. Yeah. So then, right after that, the brother dies of an overdose. He'd been clean. He just graduated college. Everything's going good. And he killed himself. So the cops go whenever they go to question him, that they found him dead.
Yeah.
They go to the house to talk to the mom and let the mom know, look, we just found your son dead.
Yeah.
So she breaks down and starts crying, and she goes, I know why he did it. And they're like, why? And she goes, because he killed my other son.
She knew the whole time?
She knew the whole time.
Did the sister know?
I don't think the sister knew. I don't know for sure, but I don't think the sister knew. So the mom was basically like, he told me, they got in an argument, he strangled his brother, he killed him, told me about it, I helped him hide the body. Because I only had one son and I wanted to protect that one son. So she went to prison.
Well, yeah.
For only 10 years or something, though. Oh. Maybe it was 30. I don't know. I don't do research. I don't even know if it's true. But, yeah. As you can tell, I didn't really take a lot of time to prepare for Tots like I normally do. And I
took
do apologize.
0 time.
Yeah, but
I had no idea.
But yeah, I just thought it was something that was really interesting to me that I wanted to talk about. And if I need to look into it though, because I'm pretty sure it's two different things. And I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was just crazy.
When the names popped up and you're watching these, you didn't then turn to Google to look for further information?
No, because I was making T-shirts. So the phone was just up, and I was watching it while I was tie-dyeing shirts. So, it was just, a thing that was just kind of playing. But, I thought at the time, I was like, how crazy is it that two very similar situations happened? Mm-hmm. This is almost like the second guy had to have known about the first guy and just been like, I'm going to try that. Yeah, because it was, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't connect the two, other than the fact that it's just this is crazy. This very similar situation that's going on here. But then I read the comments, and the comments are like, oh, this is the Nicholas Barclay story, but you changed some stuff. So I don't know which is real. Yeah. I know the Nicholas Barclay thing is real, and I did Google enough to know they never found him. Okay. So so the true story there is that a kid went missing. A dude from another country pretended to be him 3 or 4 years later, lived with that family for a little bit, and then it found out that he was an imposter and basically had to go to prison for it. That is the true part of it, and the fact that they never found him. Yeah. I don't know if the second story is a completely separate story, or if somebody took that first story and added something to it. I don't know. Yeah. Because it's so similar. I feel like that may be what happened, but I also don't want to diminish the fact that that could be a true story. Right. Let's just be well, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But also, I was telling this to Jasmine, and Jasmine said that it was also an episode of Criminal Minds.
I need to look this up.
Yeah. She'll know, because she's very good at knowing what season stuff. Yeah. But she said that she watched an episode of Criminal Minds where it was the same thing when the brother killed the little brother, and that's what happened. So I'm okay, well, was this dude just doing a recap of Criminal Minds in a news way? Yeah. Dude, I don't know, because it was the same style. It was they both seemed like they were investigative journalism. It was very, very strange. But anyways, that's the weird episode for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
We got to do some research.
Yeah, we got a lot of research to do. Make sure to leave a review of the podcast if you want to leave 5 stars. Don't leave anything less than that. That's just rude. And we're doing our best here. Come on. Some episodes are better than others. Knock it off. But we're also Facebook. You can find us at Jake and Chia Rubel's Blessed Ones. That's where we're the most active. Go on there. Not a lot of you guys have been posting lately. Get back to some posting, you know what I mean? Post some stuff going on. And most importantly right now, though, send us some emails so that way we have some stuff to start reading on the podcast. So jakeandchia@gmail.com or Jake, why'd I say gmail.com? It's of course, gmail.com. Jake and Chia, just Jake and Chia at Gmail. Come on. Or jakerubel.com. And you can just click contact. So either one of those I will get. Send us some emails, even if it's just some stuff, whatever you want us to read on the podcast. It could be movies, music, whatever. We talk about a little bit of everything. Or if you're just we really love the podcast, thank you for doing this. We'll do that too. Whatever you want to talk about. I don't know. We'll do.
I don't know. No.
I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for rocking with us. Check out social media at Indiana Ruble. TikTok, I need to grow my TikTok following. So at Indiana Ruble on TikTok, at Indiana Ruble on Instagram, and Jake Ruble on Facebook. And come to a show. I'd love to see it. So I love you guys so much. And until next time,
Laugh and be blessed.